but did have a second and third place finish. But he has been a race winner before this year, hoping for a good title challenge. We've got the cars all ready to go then. The red lights go on, and for 15 minutes of racing, they go out after a longish hold. And this 15-minute race gets underway for the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Classic Stock Catch Championship. There were one or two cars that may have been, I think someone's wing mirror already disappearing there, I'm afraid. So they will be without that for the rest of the race. Now, I wasn't sure, was Stuart Place actually there? I'm not sure whether I spotted him at the front of the field or not. Yeah, he is there. Stuart Place is there in the lead of the race, so that's good to see. They head down towards Maggots and Beckett's for the first time. There he is, the number 87 car. Jason Wood there as well after he had dramas in race 1. He retired after 9 laps of the 13, having been in strong contention in the early part of the race, but he's dropped down to 4th position already here with a strong start from Martin Kayser up to 2nd, and the other car to start well, that of Ryan Morgan, up to 3rd place, Matt.
Yep, is indeed. I think it was Jason Wood's wing mirror who went a missing down towards Copse Corner, so he might be without one side of the car where he can look out of the left side, but that won't faze him too much. He has dropped down to 4th place because Martin Kayser's gone to 3rd. Good move for Ryan Morgan to jump up into 2nd place, but it is race 1 winner Stuart Place who comes through to lead the first lap of the race. Also, watch out for Andy Philpotts, of course. He was in drama in race 1 down at Beckett's, but he's made a much better this time start, and he finds himself inside the top 5. So Andy Philpotts, quick peddler, and he sits there in the red Fiesta just up the road from this little battle.
Yeah, end of lap 1 then. Stuart Place leading by about a third of a second from Ryan Morgan. In 2nd place, the runner-up in the championship last year to Pip Hammond. We were saying earlier on, the drivers that have dominated classic stock catch racing over the last decade or so, Pip Hammond, Matt Rosier, Lee Scott, none of them here this weekend. Anyway, we'll see if any of them appear as the season goes on track at least. But for the moment, it's looking like it could be a wide open season. Stuart Place, though, got off to the best possible start with a win early on. Can he repeat that in race 2 here this afternoon on the Silverstone National Circuit? There's the 91 car going through. That's Steve Groom just ahead of Richard Kelsall. Chris Deere, number 46, who had a very good first race, finishing on the podium. Now, on 2nd fastest times, he started back on row 5 for this one, so he's got a bit of work to do to make his way through the field, and unable there to get past Richard Kelsall, which he'll have another go at in the moment. So Deere still in 10th position, I think. No, 9th position, because he's ahead of Ryan Clark at the end of lap 2 of this race. Earlier on, we've got 13 laps out of our 15 minutes, so we'll see if we get the same again. I expect that we probably will. Down
Ryan
towards
Morgan.
Maggots, there you go. Sorry, Matt, over to you.
Yeah, sorry, I thought, Ryan Morgan has just dived through there, hasn't he, as he went through Copse Corner. So Ryan Morgan not hanging around this time. He wants to try and make sure he's in the right place ahead of Stuart Place behind him. So these two now together, but I think it's fair to say Stuart Place had a fairly comfortable win in race number 1 by just over 3 seconds. But this time round, a lot closer. And at the minute, you've still got Andy Philpotts there in 4th place, and also Jason Wood in 5th, so it's very close out front, and it's possible that Stuart Place may lose 2nd place here as well to Martin Kayser, who's all over his rear bumper as they come through to complete this next lap. Head out of Luffield and on towards Woodcote once more.
4th place car of Andy Philpotts, which goes 2 wheels through the gravel there. You see the big dent in the driver's door you did from the other angle. That was from an incident in the first race. Andy Philpotts has been a race winner in the past in classic stock catch. There is Ryan Morgan then, number 2, no longer in the lead of the race because Stuart Place has swept back ahead of him, number 87. We've lost the number 91 car of Steve Groom, I'm afraid. It looks like he's parked up on the Wellington Straight, I think, and he is out of the race. Leaders heading down towards Maggots and Beckett. Looks like Martin Kayser there was going to sweep into 2nd position. We'll see if he's made that. No, he's not. So it's still Ryan Morgan there in 2nd place, but you've got 3 different shapes of car in the first 3 places. You've got the Peugeot 205 GTI, and then you've got the Fiesta XR2 of Ryan Morgan, and then the injection car, the XR2i, slightly more modern car of Martin Kayser, number 88 next to it. But there's yellow flags there because of that car stationary on the Wellington Straight.
Yep, so no overtaking on this occasion until that car is moved out of harm's way by the marshals, and I'm sure that will be done very efficiently in the next few laps. But Stuart Place, as you said, finds herself now back into the race lead. A little bit of a tighter line there, whereas the likes of number 2 and definitely the car of number 6, Andy Philpotts, likes to use all of the track and also a little bit of the curb and maybe sometimes a bit of the gravel as well. But they come through line astern this time, which is great to see. So single file down towards Copse Corner. Just over 5 minutes completed, so Ryan Morgan now back down to second as Stuart Place heads back to the front of the field. Martin Kayser there in third, Andy Philpotts, the red Fiesta, in fourth, Jason Wood in the red Nova fifth, and then Martin Rogers next up in sixth place in car number 39. A big lock up there you can hear from Martin Kayser. Does that make him run wide? No, not at all. He did that very well, managed to regain it and get himself through very safely.
Philpotts and Wood going a bit wide there in 4th and 5th positions, cars 6 and 41. The exit of Beckett's along the Wellington Straight we go then for the 5th time in what should be a 13-lap race. Stuart Place just trying to assert his authority on this now and get away from Ryan Morgan here in his 2nd season of circuit racing. Burst onto the scene and the opening meeting of the season at Snetterton last year. Watching Andy Philpotts and Jason Wood there. 2 red cars, the XR2i and the Nova. Then you've got the Martin Rogers, number 39, 205 GTI just behind him, and Richard Kelsall and Chris Deere, who's now been to 8th place with that demise of Steve Grimm a couple of laps ago. Down the National Straight they come, and it's still 87 leading Stuart Place from 2 Ryan Morgan, the National Pit Straight. There's 41 Jason Wood, the PDC backed car. And then he is going to jink to the left, isn't he, on the way down towards Maggots? I wonder if he'll be able to get alongside. I don't think he did. No, not quite. Both of them lock up fairly heavily there, but both get turned in okay and through the corner. But I think that just does bring Martin Rogers closer to them again. And again, second lap in a row, I've noticed that the number 6 car, Philpotts, has gone quite wide there at that part of the circuit. Yeah,
he likes to use all of the circuit, doesn't it? Does he? Sorry, does Andy in car number 6? He is looking to be under attack here from number 41, as in the background Chris Deere is trying to attack and defend at the same time, although he has made up a couple of positions from where he started this race, so from 10th to 8th, now looking for 7th on the back of number 89, which is Richard Kelsall, and he may just get the job done here on the tighter line. He gets a good run, but will he have the momentum to get through up towards the line? Not quite, because I think Richard Kelsall's going to try and shut the door, although Chris Deere keeps on coming. He's going to have the inside run down towards Copse Corner, but again, it's going to be that tighter line in towards the first corner, and he's now going to be under attack from Ryan Clark in car number 33. So from going to get a place, he's now lost one. And at the same time, Ryan Clark was trying to get past Richard Kelsall as well. So Ryan almost got 2 in the space of 1 corner.
Just over half of the race has gone. Jason Wood, back end of the car, just steps out a little bit there. So it was unsettled under braking for Beckett's corner. He's just lost a couple of lengths, I think, to Philpotts as a result of that. Puts him back into the clutches of number 39, Martin Rogers, who was 8th in last year's Classic Stock Cats Championship. Along the Wellington Straight they go. Rogers with a bit of a gap back to Richard Kelsall now in 7th, and Chris Deere in 8th position. Fastest lap of the race so far, it looks like it's gone to Stuart Place, a 1:13.02. The best lap in the race went to place a 1:12.60, so not quite down to those times yet, and certainly not down to Matt Rose's lap record, which is a 1:12.01.
Chris Deere and the number 12 machine now side by side. That's James Hasselhurst who's going to try and go through. So just after praising Chris about how well he's done to get himself up into 8th place within this race, he's now, I think, dropped himself back down the order into 10th. Yes, he has, as he goes across the line on this occasion. So number 46 did make progress, but now no more, as the top 3 start to spread themselves out once again, pretty much equidistant between the Stuart Place, Ryan Morgan and Martin Kayser machines. And there's Andy Philpotts still using all of that track and a little bit more as he comes through Beckett's, but he's keeping himself ahead of number 41, Jason Wood, so that's good news for him. But what can Jason do about getting a good result this time round? Of course, he was a non-finisher in race number 1, running inside the top 5 for now, as he sits himself in his sandwich with the Philpott's car ahead, and the Martin Rogers machine just behind in 6th place.
So 5 minutes of the race left to go, probably 5 laps to go at the end of the one they're about to complete. We're watching the battle for 9th and 10th. James Hazelhurst and Chris Deere. Chris Deere going backwards a little bit after good progress in the first part of the race. He's not going to repeat his podium of race 1. I think we can be pretty sure of that. That was behind Stuart Place and Ryan Morgan. Certainly Place and Morgan on course to repeat their positions at the moment. 1 second between the first two. Nearly 2 seconds between second and third at the moment. So that's the battle we're watching for 5th and 6th. 41 Jason Wood and 39 Martin Rogers, who's going to be on the inside for the left-hand flick. And he's done it. Martin Rogers has gone through. Gets the car turned in for Beckett's as well. So a nice move there from Martin Rogers in the Peugeot 205. And a bit like race 1, Jason Wood just drifting down the order as it goes on. And sadly in the first race that then led to retirement.
And just like that as well, Martin Rogers is on his way, isn't he? After getting that move done on Jason Wood, he pulls the gap out between himself and the 41 machine. And if Jason's not careful, he may be passed here as well by Richard Kelsall, because he's got that gap closed down on this lap as well. So through they turn in towards Luffield. Jason Wood just struggling with the Nova at the minute by the looks of things. And the Fiesta now may be able to put itself onto the rear tail as Ryan Clark runs slightly wide, and that will allow the other Peugeot on his tail, number 12 of James Hasselhurst, possibly to get a move done here as he looks towards the inside line down towards Copse. Very, very tight line up against the pit wall, but will that work for James? It's going to be close between the two of them. I think they'll just about give each other enough room. Number 33, Ryan Clark, runs wide, and with it, I think may just keep the place, although they're going to be side by side as they come back into view down towards the left-hander at Maggotts.
Martin Rogers had 2 5th-place finishes during the course of last season. I don't think he's done any better than that previously, so at this stage Martin Rogers on course for his equal best result as Chris Deere now trying to reclaim some of those positions that he lost. He did his PB on the previous lap, a 1:13.26. Best lap of the race is still, though, to Stuart Place. He's got into the high 12s now, 1:12.83. So there, Martin Rogers, number 39, Jason Wood, number 41, and Richard Kelsall, number 89. That's 5th, 6th and 7th positions in this class for classic stock hatches. From primarily the late 1980s and very early 1990s. They are 2-valve per cylinder, 1.6 litre cars. You can run a 1.4 multi-valve engine if you've got the right kind of car for that. There's a minimum weight as well, including the driver, and there's also success ballast as well that comes in after each race. So don't forget that will have been applied to Stuart Place, Ryan Morgan and Chris Deere after race 1.
And that possibly is showing in the terms of Stuart Place. Of course, he still leads the race, but the gap is a little bit less than what he won by in race number 1. So currently between him and Ryan Morgan is 1.1 seconds as that rear wheel of Jason Wood locks up once again. And just as I said, he was kind of dropping back from Martin Rogers. He's managed just about to bridge the gap once again, although he may be being helped by the number 89 machine of Richard Kelsall, because he's kind of pushing him along as they head onto the straight. So Richard Kelsall making sure Jason Wood gets a move on. The gap closes right down in towards the left-hander at Brooklands. And again, this fight for 5th place is nose to tail with Andy Philpotts, again, not too far up the road in that 4th place. So a nice little 4-way fight here for this classic stock hatch race. Yep.
Coming into the closing stages now, 2 laps to go for Stuart Place. He completes lap 11 and he has extended his lead further from Ryan Morgan as 1.75 seconds, and it's more than 3 seconds between Morgan and Kaiser as well. So top 3 looking fairly well sorted. Then it is therefore about these minor positions, 5th, 6th and 7th and 4th actually. I think we need to get sorted out because Philpott's just ahead of them. Spinner, and that's Hazelhurst, isn't it? Number 12 that's gone off at Copse, but of course, as Matt was saying earlier on at Silverstone, with such large runoff areas, you can afford to have a spin like that. It's not often going to result in a serious accident and an expensive repair bill. There's the 39 car of Rogers then, holding on to what is now 4th, but no, he's still 5th, isn't he? Just behind the 6th car of Andy Philpott. So it's this 4-car battle map that we need to watch for the remainder of the race.
Yeah, it doesn't help they're all red pretty much, does it? But They work their way through then, and they are about to start the last lap, especially that of Stuart Place. But what can Andy Philpotts do about keeping at bay Martin Rogers? He in turn, as Andy Philpotts goes very wide there, lost a bit of concentration, runs out onto the gravel. That's what he did towards the beginning of the race. He's done it again towards the end, but on this occasion he loses 3 places, and he's probably not going to be able to make any of those back up unless anything happens ahead. So a slight mistake there for Andy Philpotts. He weaves across the track to try and get rid of all the dirt and gravel on his tyres, but Andy Philpotts goes from 4th to 7th. If race 1 wasn't bad enough, this one's not going to be a good end to it, unfortunately, either. But they're all through. Copse down towards Maggots and Beckett's, and that's where Stuart Place is about to head on to the Wellington Straight for what's going to be for him the final time.
Good battle going on there between number 60 Gary Coburn in the green Fiesta and 27 Jack Reynolds as well. Also getting involved is the 73 car of Jason Watkinson, just going past both of them there. He's a little bit out of position, really. But as you say, Matt, working his last lap is Stuart Place. There he is, turning his way through Brooklands for the final time. Ryan Morgan not too far away to do anything about him now. So it's going to be 2 wins to start the season for Stuart Place. Couldn't get any better than that in the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Classic Stock Catch Championship. Through Woodcote he goes, up to the line he comes. The checkered flag is waiting for him, and it's a victory 2 today for Stuart Place in the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Classic Stock Catch Championship. Is eventual.
Thank you very much, Ian. Yes, another exciting race there. Stuart Place, another win, 2 for 2. A great start to the season.
Can't want for more. Yeah, just absolutely awesome start of the season. Just hope the season continues like this. It'd be great.
Now, I was a bit curious. Paul just drove past, and you had a little bit of a special moment there, special clap moment. What's that all about?
Oh, there's a little bit of a film with Eddie Murphy in. I think it's a Nutty Professor, and we just have a laugh. And if it wasn't for the boys, I wouldn't have the confidence to do it. You know, I've got Jason, Ryan, and Paul, and also I've got my wife and my daughters. And without them, racing wouldn't be the same. I've also got a mechanic who works with me at home, and without them, it doesn't make sense, you know. And we've been waiting for the COVID thing to lift so we could all come racing, because it's family for us. And all the guys I race with, we all get on really well, you know. It's good fun, best class to race.
No, definitely so, and when we see the racing out there, it always looks clean. The lockups look fantastic under braking, and yeah, it just looks like a fantastic series to be involved in.
It's just awesome. It's nice, quite simple. The cars are relatively easy to maintain, and they're just, you know, they just work for us, and it takes a while, but once you're there, it's great.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Do we hope to see you at Donington Park in a month's time?
We'll be there.
Excellent stuff. Well done for today. 2 wins.
Thank you.